Hey, how's it going? I'm Warren Garrett, the president and lead minister of the God's Chosen Ones organization. Welcome to our channel. We have a lot of great info in store for you. Information that we share with the residents of the GCO Life Skills Institute. So please subscribe and don't forget the thumbs up. I hope this is a blessing to you. Enjoy. My whole life was a facade. The whole thing was a fake. My entire life a front for others. It's like my whole life I had been wearing some sort of invisible suit, just blending in. And as I got older, the fear of never realizing what could have been became more and more real. The price for the life I truly wanted was absolute commitment, and it was a price I had never been willing to pay. I was headed towards a life that would end never seeing what life could have been like had I been willing to fully commit myself to anything. I never knew what it was like to throw my whole self at something, not at work, not in my relationships, and not in my goals. I mean, geez, I had one foot in and one foot out of my dreams my whole life. I began to ask, what would my life look like if I was fully engaged? I mean, dang, I never fully invested. I never fully committed to anything or anyone. How could I expect the things in life in which I was unwilling to give? When it comes to the work we do with the God's Chosen Ones organization, it can be heartbreaking. We run across a lot of people that express interest in this work. Some like to say they do it makes them feel good, the thought of helping people, as it should. But you have to be 100% committed to this. This isn't a side hustle. Understand that I sacrifice much for the honor of being in service full time. If this is an interest of yours, however, we have an amazing entry program for those who want to get involved and have a direct impact on those new to sobriety. Send your resume to info@godschoseenones.org. For those of you currently in this battle, I salute you, and it's an honor to serve alongside you. The truth is that most of our scars came not from this fight, but from that of which was won in recovery. For those who are looking to join, I salute you, and I look forward to calling you brother or sister in this fight. But I challenge you, be willing to do the work. Be willing to do whatever it takes, and above all else, do everything in love, not just as a person in authority. Still lost in active addiction, I will not stop until I reach you. And for those we lost too soon, you are not forgotten. We do not blame you. The God's Chosen Ones organization promises to stand in protection of you, and we will never stop developing strategies to help save those headed to the same end. Our aim is to be a source of inspiration to those in long-term recovery. Don't give up the fight. There are those who are counting on your success. The Most High will use you as a way to save those who cannot be saved by traditional methods. They need you. It's going to be hard, and it's going to take everything you got. Believe that. Getting up early, putting in extra time towards the development of relapse prevention strategies in your life. Always be on the lookout for opportunities to advance. If you haven't been to the God's Chosen Ones transition home, then you most likely don't have the information shared there. But never fear, we are the only transition home that offers detailed strategy guides for a multitude of real-life situations. Go to godschoseenones.org and you will find an extensive collection of life skills courses that you can study anywhere and at any time. The Bible teaches that we are destroyed because of a lack of knowledge, so study and study long. Focus on your goals and where you are going. Lessen your view of the past and come out of the self-created prison of guilt and shame. Only you hold the key. One thing I cannot promise you is that it will be easy. You will cry real tears. You will have to say no to friends and family. You will have to change your diet. You may have to move to another city in order to have absolute focus on yourself. If this is you, the God's Chosen Ones Transitional Facility and Life Skills Institute, located in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, is the perfect place to rebuild. We never turn anyone away for an inability to pay. But even in doing this, understand that although we provide the environment and the information, you have to take ownership and do the work. Get out of the blame game, for real, because it's easier to blame someone else. That way you don't have to be in charge of the solution. But it is your solution, and you have what it takes to get it. Stop looking for things to be convenient for you. Stop believing the stories and excuses we tell ourselves to make it easier to be a victim of circumstance rather than a champion of the day. For those in recovery, you have to come face to face with the fact that you haven't been totally committed. As hard as it is, you will soon realize that in order to start, you have to know that you have to start. Simply put, it's you. It always has been. Stop looking at the reasons why you can't and look at why you must. If all you look at are the reasons why you can't, then that's all you will see for the rest of your life. Always stay in preparation mode as you are in the fight of your life. The title of being fully recovered will not come without an extreme price, but you have already been through the worst of it. Put your everything into this, man. All your heart, all your desire, all your effort. Ray Lewis from the Baltimore Ravens once said, "No one can judge effort. It's between you and you. Only you will know if you are giving your all, and anything less than that will end in relapse and failure." It's your turn to see what life would be like if you stepped out of the facade that became a camouflage suit that allows you to just float through life. You can have everything you want, and it won't cost you money. It will cost you absolute commitment. Let go of how you feel. It's not a feeling, man. Like any relationship, you have to be there when things are good. You have to be there when things are not so good. And in recovery, there will be tough days. Like I said before, you will cry. The monsoon will blow in your life, but be committed and stand 10 toes down. For those in recovery, reciprocity is a must. You must give to get. Those who never look to give more than they get will never reach the apex of recovery and being fully recovered. It may seem easier to walk away from this commitment, and it certainly is, but in the end, you will have it harder than ever. And not just you, but those around you will continue to suffer unjustly. Refuse to settle for convenience so that you don't forsake the responsibility and walk away from this. Doing so could be a matter of life and certain death. When it comes to all areas of your life, be committed. At home, at the gym, at work especially, since this is where you get your income. Don't just show up for a check, but be engaged in reciprocity and watch how things change for you. Going to work for just a check won't work. For those of us who have lived in active addiction, you must have something higher to reach for, something that will drive you through the hard days. Be fully invested in all that you do because you're not getting any younger and each day is not promised. You're running out of time. You're getting older. There is no more people to blame, no more excuses to make. What would your life look like had you been fully committed years ago? Had you really thrown your whole self at this? What would your life be like today? The most torturous thing in the world is to still be considering this question on your deathbed. Now, you will be naturally gifted at certain things, but don't use your talent as a cover for not being totally committed. Some of you are gifted enough to fool others into thinking you are committed, when in reality you are floating through life on broken pieces. And understand this, you can't be committed to everything. You can't marry 100 women and fully commit to them all. Even in your friendships, some will be granted full commitment from you, and others, just like most of our so-called friends on Facebook, will be little more than acquaintances. Ah yes, the double C, commitment and character. In long-term recovery, look to build these two traits as they will be vital to your success. We have just begun to hire people here at the God's Chosen Ones organization, and as we consider the best candidates, we all agree that we would rather hire commitment over talent any day. Talent comes and goes, but commitment will last forever. This idea of being committed is connected to your recovery because it will take the same commitment we once gave to our addiction. To be among those who are fully recovered, it will take everything you got. You can't fake commitment and effort. It's either there or it's not. We always look for those who are committed because even if the skill isn't there, those who are committed will always improve. In the God's Chosen Ones Life Skills Institute, we always remind the residents that their stay will not be the most comfortable. It kills me how people who don't live in their own place expect to live in the same comfort as those who do. It's like someone who gets married for sex but doesn't want to pay bills. They want the benefits without the responsibility. Just like in active addiction, we want free from the pain of life without putting in the work to just change our lives. We submit to a feeling, a momentary break from the pressure of life. But stop appeasing your feelings and feed the warrior within you. Okay, so let me share a story with you that stuck with me in my journey towards freedom. A man was at the gym with his wife and children, but this wasn't a regular gym, like Planet Fitness or something like that. This was one of those get air places. They have the Ninja Warrior stuff, a place you would take kids to. If you haven't seen the show Ninja Warrior, at the end of the course, they have this wall they have to run up, grab the top. So we have this dad at this gym with his wife and kids. And as they are getting ready to leave, the dad notices 3 of these walls. One is 10 foot, another is 12 foot, and the tallest is 14 feet high. They also have instructors there to help you with technique and if you have any questions on any of this. So he's there, he's standing there, he thinks to himself, I can take this 10-footer. So he tries a couple times, he grabs the top, no problem. He then thinks, hey, why not try the 12-footer? After a few attempts, he finally just barely grabs the top. His ego not fully being satisfied, however, he stands there contemplating the 14-footer. And just then, another father comes by and makes the attempt before him and comes down hard on his back in front of his whole family. And you know how kids are. They can be brutal. So, of course, they're over there hollering, laughing as he's holding his back. The wife has that I told you so look on her face. This was a blow to the first man's confidence, so he turned and went to go meet up with his family. But he just couldn't shake this feeling of having to know if he could do it or not. After several attempts, he went to the instructor and asked, what is the secret? The instructor replied, you will never get to the top because you are not committed. The father replied, almost offended, like, what do you mean I'm not committed? The instructor told the guy, you don't have absolute commitment every time you attempt it. You throw your left hand down because you are bracing for when you don't make it. In your mind, you have already failed, so you prepare for it. But you can't do this. You have to fully commit. The man thought for a while. He considered, what would be the absolute worst that will happen if I fully commit here? I could end up like the other guy getting clowned by his kids. But hey, if that's the absolute worst, why not just go for it? He looked down at his shoes, then over at his wife's pleading eyes, backed up just enough distance that he felt right, and then he took off, having finally made the decision to fully commit. As he walked out the gym, rubbing his sore back amidst the mocking laughter of his kids, he still felt satisfied because he knew in that moment he had truly, fully committed. He knew he had what it takes to continue on with his life. And in recovery, seek out these moments. Cherish these moments. Those moments where you are validated, not by what others say or think, but by your own actions and abilities. These moments will be fuel for you when things get tough, and they surely will. Next time things get rough and you start to come up with excuses and blame, remember your commitment. When the new business seems to not be working, remember your commitment. When you become afraid and people validate that fear with doubt, remember your commitment. Above all else, remember your commitment. A strategy that we teach the residents of the God's Chosen Ones Life Skills Institute is to develop the habit of writing down goals before bed and as part of a morning routine. This engages the subconscious, and with enough grind, you will find yourself moving toward the very things you seek. Visit godschosenOnes.org/shop for more strategies like this in ebook format, available for download anytime. If you or anyone you know needs help with the place to go, please contact us at www.godschosenones.org. Thanks for watching.